very handful. So the human analysts are very handful, and they also rely on uh, depending only on the human intelligence is no longer enough for the current sophisticated and volume of threats and attacks we are facing. Having just human intelligence and analysis is not enough. Next one is limited scalability. So traditional security solutions really struggle to keep pace with the way things are growing in terms of volume or complexity of the attacks. So again, we don't have a silver bullet today, but what we have here listed here is not enough. So that is the pivotal point we are all in, where how can we solve this problem in a very modern and advanced way? So that is a problem we are trying to solve. So I will introduce you. Before I get started, how many of you know who is Tony Stark? Can you please raise your hand if you know who is Tony Stark?
Visualization plan and big data.
Okay, I I see two people who have raised their hands. So can one of you please unmute and tell this group who is Tony Stark?
Is Iron Man.
Awesome, Praveen. Thank you. So, like Praveen mentioned, so Tony Stark, before he was really like Iron Man, what he was doing was he built something called Jarvis. So Jarvis was his assistant AI, which helped him, helped him build cool tools and even, the suit for the Spider-Man and everything, right? So what is Jarvis or who is Jarvis? Can anyone tell who is Jarvis? Please unmute and speak. Who is
It's an
Jarvis?
AI assistant.
Okay. So thank you, Praveen. So can anyone tell me what is the expansion of Jarvis? They'll get a special call out from me in LinkedIn. Whoever can tell what is Jarvis. One person has raised the hand. Jani.
I can go on.
Okay, Praveen.
Yeah.
So it's just a rather very intelligent system.
Awesome. So, just like how Tony Stark built Jarvis, and when he built Jarvis, it was just, another system which was supposed to help him, right? So, it was a software that was helping him build cooler things. So, what happened later after Jarvis evolved? Jarvis was maintaining the whole Iron Legion, isn't it, Praveen? So Jarvis was started like a small piece of software that was supposed to help Tony Stark build cool stuff. Eventually, Jarvis became so advanced that Jarvis was single-handedly managing the complete Iron Legion. Right? This is the story in Marvel, but I'm going to introduce to a similar Jarvis here. That is the CAI framework. So this framework is open source. It is free for all of us to use, contribute, and leverage the power of this framework. So this has 300 plus AI models with support of OpenAI, Anthropic, DeepSeek, Llama, and many more. It has built-in security tools like, for example, it has support for burp suit. It can support other tools, whichever you want to use for your exploration. So what this can do is it can do a reconnaissance, it can do exploitation and privilege escalation based on how we give instructions to this tool. It is battle tested. What it means is hack the box CTFs are proven. What you get here bug bounties and real world examples are used in the case study of this framework. It has agent-based architecture, which I will deep dive and tell you how, if we use this in a very effective way, we can literally combat against the modern threats we are dealing with as of today. It has guardrails protection. What it means is it has built-in defense against prompt injection and other, dangerous command executions, because we don't want the tool which is built for security to become a way for exploitation. So it has built-in guardrails, and also it has observability, which I will cover in the during the architecture discussion. Also, this is research oriented. So if you are a security team and you are researching on a malware or some other security issue, you can use this as your framework to build your security capability and then democratize for the community. For example, if you find something new, you can add it in this Git repo and make it available for the other community members to use. So this way it's more, um, you know, open and community supported tool. With that, let me give you an overview of how this framework is designed. So this framework has three layers. So the first layer is the human interface layer. Second is the agent coordination layer. Third is the execution layer. These are the three logical layers in this framework. So the human interface layer enables human interaction with various agents, and also the tools and actions can be taken based on the objective of our problem solving. So HITL, who knows what is HITL? Please raise your hand, or if you're shy, please text in the chat window. What is HITL? You hear about this. There is a documentary about this in Netflix. So what is HITL? Human in the loop, Vigneshwari. Thank you. Awesome. So human in the loop is HITL, which is very important. And I would like to call this human in the lead, because the tool by itself needs to be tuned to, give us the results that we are looking for. So there are also turns, which is a piece of code which kind of helps to navigate between the agentic layer and the human layer. And then we have patterns. I will also walk you through the patterns and handoffs and agents as well. So just to give you a flow of how this tool works is, there is a human in the loop, there is a specific objective, and then we give instruction to the agent coordination, which is driven by patterns. So when the pattern gets selected, the next thing is handoff. Handoff is a portion of code which interacts between the patterns and the agents. So as I said earlier, we have about 300 plus agents. So handoffs really navigate and trigger the agent that we need to specific functions. So the agents will interact with the various large language models and tools that are designed to, carry out specific operations, and then they interact with the handoff. There is also an execution layer where we can integrate specific tools for the purpose of our testing. And there is a tracing capability where we have observability of what the agent is doing and what is happening in this workflow, right? So this is very, very important, because AI is still, the space is emerging, and we want to know what is going on for explainability. So tracing is a very key function in this layer. And then there are extensions. We can add our own Python based or any extensions to support our implementation. So this is a high level framework. Any questions so far? Do we want to take any questions before I, dive deep into the architectural pillars?
Smitha, there is a question about how this is different from Hugging Face. I'm slightly confused with the question. Um, so, uh, Hugging Face is kind of similar to GitHub, where open source LM models have been stored, right? Can we directly compare Hugging Face with CAI?
No, I think so. This framework is a little more different, and it gives access to various large language models and agents. So basically, you can tune this and use the existing LLMs and perform specific targeted activities. So this is more cybersecurity specific, whereas Hugging Face is more generic model or the framework. So this is completely a very specific cybersecurity framework where you can use any agents or large language models to uh, your purpose. So maybe when we do the demo, it will be clear. But this is completely different. So I can do the code walkthrough also if it gives you more details later, if time permits. But this is a framework, right? So this is a framework which will give very simple integrations with the LLMs and agents, and then we will be able to do a lot of security activities with ease, like in few seconds. So that's the power of this framework. And it's very easy to install and easy to configure. And yeah, probably like it will take about 15 minutes to set this up on your laptop. That's the simplicity of this. You need to
Yeah.
have your config. We will walk you through that in a few minutes. But this is completely a very cool framework, which is very cybersecurity specific. Does that answer your question, Jani?
I think he gave a thumbs up. We can move.
Okay.
Yes, Smitha. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Okay, so we'll move on and I'll probably give a little bit more in-depth view for all these elements. So these are the architectural pillars. Each of the box that I explained here are the pillars, architectural pillars. And this is a community built open source framework. So you can fork this code and add your own flavor to it and then contribute back to the community. Like if you like to, expand on this. So please feel free to, contribute. So agents. So I'll start with agents. Agents, they interact with the systems and networks, and they use the network interfaces as the sensors, and agents will have predefined context, and based on that they will execute the network actions. A simple example, we have a red team agent which can do specific types of network scans and stuff like that. We have a bug bounty triage agent which can do analysis of the findings from the red team agent and then share the findings, summary, etc. So those are some examples of the functionality of the agents pillar. Next, we have tools. So tools are, the ones they let the agents take actions. So like I mentioned in the previous slide, tools will come in the execution layer. So in this layer, they are going to help in execution of the commands, or they can run the scans They can analyze the vulnerabilities and they can interact with the target API or target IP address or the target systems. So tools are, it's pretty much like the layer, think of it like a shell or your own interface to execute certain commands, and actions are taken based on that. Moving on to handoffs. Handoffs allow an agent to delegate tasks to another agent or human. So it depends on the, objective, what we want to do. So handoffs will allow agents to, delegate the actions between various systems. So you can see here, the handoffs are like the broker between the agents and the patterns, and then they are, monitored by the human in the lead to take action. So this workflow will become very easy for you to understand when we give you the demo and few examples. But the handoffs are key to, delegate and provide a feedback loop through patterns to the human. So that is the importance of handoffs. Tracing, like I mentioned earlier, this is a very powerful feature where the CAI implements and leverages Phoenix. I don't know if you have heard about Phoenix. It's a very comprehensive open telemetry tool, and it allows you to monitor this whole system, and then we can have our own monitoring for this tool built out because it comes with a built-in tracing framework, so which is very powerful for SOC-like operations. Like for example, if you have a SOC or a SIM and you want to integrate this tool in some way, you can definitely leverage the built-in Phoenix that can give you the advantage. And you can plug it into your existing architecture. Moving on to patterns. Patterns are structures. So these are the design paradigms. So where AI systems can become autonomous or semi-autonomous. How it is designed is that they operate in a very specific set of instructions and parameters, and then they will help us achieve our goals. Example I can give is capture the flag. You can define a specific pattern and instruction. Based on the pattern, the agent will take over and do the work or the set of tasks based on how we have designed the patterns. So patterns are the key if you want to custom build your own, you know, your own agent or your own functionality or objective. This will come in handy. Next is turns and interactions. These are, help in the flow of the exchanges between multiple agents. For example, the tool has a parallel execution mode where multiple agents are executing things in a very specific designed sequences. So turns and interactions are the modules or the architectural pillars which will make it happen. So it's very powerful and you will see that in the demo. So this execution and, juggling between various agents and, pattern. So all the interactions and turns are uh, covered by this module. Next, I think human in the loop is very important to, make sure that in a semi-autonomous agent model, we are observing, we are verifying, because every time the tool will give a different answer sometimes. So human in the loop will need to be there to tune the system prompts. So existing system prompts need to be tuned based on our system behavior, based on the outcomes we receive from those objectives. Last but not the least, guardrails. Guardrails are, like I said earlier, to secure our CAI framework and the tools may be, executing dangerous commands, or, if there is any prompt injection happens through this tool, guardrails are pre-built features which will protect against these kind of attacks. So this is pretty much in a nutshell all the architectural information about this framework. Any questions before I give an example of few things? Are we good so far?
Yes, Smitha.
Awesome. Okay, so I'll give a few specific examples here. Blue Team Agent is where we have tools, and then we have Linux commands that are executed in the execution layer, and we have some shell commands executed on the target. And then there is a tool called execute code, which will, specifically run certain piece of code to gather the information that we need. So the objective of the Blue Team Agent is to protect the systems, and the focus is to defense and monitoring. So this agent will perform these actions based on our objective, that is protect system. Whereas Red Team is completely contrasting of Blue Team Agent, which is to gain the root access and to do the pen testing. So like you have seen here, the objectives of Blue Team and Red Team agents are different, and they are using several tools and handoffs to achieve the objectives of these capabilities. Any questions on these examples before we move on?
So, Smitha, the tools which are used by the red team, blue team are completely free, right? As an entire package.
Yes. So most of the things like execute code is there, and some of the things like in this case, let's take a look at the Shodan host info. So here, some of the things you need to configure and give the parameters as config values. So in order to, take the full advantage of Red Team Agent, we need to also have the burp suit access. So if we pass the burp suit related credentials, or information of the host or the headless server, or whichever way you have configured burp suit, then we get more advantage from the agent. So there are some config values that are available, which we can show that in during the demo, where there is a CFG or config option in the tool, where we can configure the underlying tools to take advantage of take the advantage of the capability of the agent.
Okay.
So those are some things. Apart from that, we need to also give the API keys for our models that we are using, so that that will be required. So
Okay.
in
And
our demos, we use Open Router
Hmm.
because it's easy to monitor. Like I'm using multiple agents and configuration, so I usually use the Open Router. So I recommend to use Open Router if it's not very expensive. Also, if you're just doing for research on your own from your own personal account, also it's not really expensive. It's you can, if you want to try, you can use that.
Okay.
I recommend that.
Smitha, there is two questions. I'll go with
Yes.
the order, same order as it received. How much the support this framework has on OOPS LLM top 10?
Great question. So currently, there is no link direct correlation to the OWASP top 10 LLM, because the functionality that I am seeing in this is more from the prompt injection and guardrails. So those are the two of the probably 10 is satisfied here. So maybe it will evolve and we can only build some of these and contribute back to the community. But currently it is, from what I have explored, it is providing the prompt injection and guardrails. So those are the two capabilities that is by default I have seen this is covering.
Okay. And the second question is, what is Open Router?
Okay, so Open Router is another, open API based management system which where you can manage your multiple accounts. For example, I have Olama, I have Gemini, I have Claude, I have multiple LLMs, and I want one-stop shop to manage all the billing, and I want to see like where is my spend going, right?
Okay.
So Open Router is like a management model where you can add everything and monitor. So I
Kind of aggregator of all the LLMs, service provider APIs as a
yes,
single.
yes. So so you have to log into each of them to monitor, but in here you can, it is like gives you like a one-stop shop to monitor and see your spend and stuff like that.
Good.
Okay.
I think we can go ahead. That's
We
all we have.
can,
Yeah.
yes, sure. Okay, so this, there are three modalities, and these are like principles, I would say. So, modality one is automation, right? Which is a very basic thing that AI can provide. So, in this case, what will happen in modality one is AI will do automation for specific security tasks. So very basic, and it is independently, directly human has to give those instructions and it will do those tasks. So example I can give you is log analysis, report generation, and then basic discovery of pen testing, enumeration and stuff like that, which is a very basic modality. And then next modality is augmentation, where AI and human collaborate on the security tasks. So in this case, what will happen is the human who is very skilled, will be defining and co-defining some of the things and executing security tasks iteratively. So that is the example. And then there is a CAI's multi-agent model where this can be used for incident response, vulnerability assessment, threat hunting, and security research. These are some of the practical examples where this modality can be leveraged with human in the lead or human in the loop. So my own experience or example I can give is exploring the framework for our own needs of the security for our company, where Grace from my team is exploring what can be done and whether it can be useful for triage or not. Those experiments are being done and tuning is in progress. So I can say we are operating in modality 2 right now. Now, what is modality 3 is like, imagine Jarvis managing the Iron Legion, right? So that is the highest form where there is autonomous monitoring. Maybe we just use Phoenix for monitoring, and then there is an adaptive defense system where the blue team agent is so advanced and tuned that I trigger the blue team agent, and then we just monitor. And then, this also can provide security training simulators based on the real-time information. It can also do intelligent security orchestration and stuff like that. So just to be super clear, we are not ready or there in modality 3, but maybe, 2 to 3 years from today, we all will be operating in modality 3. That days may come in the future. So any questions on this modalities? Because this is like raising the bar for ourselves and leveraging the full power of AI for the greater good. So, any questions on this?
No, Smitha, I think we are all eagerly waiting for the demo.
Okay. All right. So we move on to give you some more examples, and there are various levels. Like if you are a security enthusiast or you're a person who's leading a team or you are doing your own research, do know that there are various levels in this. So first task is to see where we are today, whether everything is happening manually or whether it is LLM assisted. For example, some companies use pentest GPT for their pentest capabilities, and then semi-automated, there are certain bots that are available for semi-automated tasks. So which is going to come under modality 2, where we are partnering with AI. We are not like fully leveraging or fully giving AI the control, but human is there to take a final call. So, and then where the CAI stands is here, which is this tool or a framework is a cybersecurity AI, which can help plan, scan, exploit, and mitigate. So it's kind of complete package, and it is operating at this level, right? So, and then aspiration is to get to the fifth level where everything is AI as an agent, right? Everything is autonomous, only human oversight based on the monitoring, and then independent execution. For example, Grace is my engineer. She just triggers some of the autonomous agents and goes home, sleeps, comes back in the morning and looks at the monitoring results, and then keeps tuning this agent to do the pen testing activities, or whatever is the future that we are looking for. So that is the desired or aspirational goal, but we are not there yet, right? That is where it's important as a community we share our experiences and we share our thoughts and learnings and grow this tool to the greater good, and evolve. So that's about automation levels. Any questions before we jump into the various models? And Grace here is going to show you some examples and talk about her experience with various agents. Any questions before we jump into the demos?
I think we are good, Smitha. No questions on. No, there was one question. Do we have any tools like no, Claude bot to scan code repo? If I can
Code
pronounce correctly,
repos, yes.
CLAWD.
So specifically like code scanning, like SAST kind of tools, are you looking for, Jani?
Yes, Smitha, may I? Is there any tool that we can use in this framework which can be used for finding vulnerabilities in the repo?
Yes, yes. So you can pretty much plug in any tool using the existing configurations in the tool and trigger those commands. For example, you can through the handoffs and interactions, you can invoke a shell command, or you can run a tool and then pass that information back to the agent, but it is not pre-built like other than the existing tools. If you want to custom build, so you need to fork this code and then add those configuration and code. Like it will require some Python programming to integrate your own tool.
So, Smitha, we have this Claude Code Security recently launched, which specifically designed to do a code review on our own applications. So, if I understand correctly, you're saying that I can integrate the CAI with
Yes.
Claude Code Security to trigger that scan and then fetch the report and then kind of it act like an orchestrator.
Yes, absolutely.
Hmm.
That is doable, Nanda. Thank you.
Thank you.
Smitha, quick question. Can this be integrated into Kubernetes as well? Or like?
So this is currently supported on multiple platforms. So you can run it in the Docker Swarm, or you can run it like on any Ubuntu system. I'm running it on a WSL system on my Windows laptop at home. In office, we are running it on Mac and some of the test VMs in our lab. So it's a very lightweight framework where you can run it from anywhere. And then one of the most powerful thing here is the MCP integration. So MCP can be configured and integrated within the tool, so you can pretty much do anything you want. So it's really powerful. Okay,
Yeah,
so
thanks, Smitha. Yeah, that answers the question. Yeah.
no problem. So next we have over to Grace for few demos we have in mind. And Grace, do you want to walk through the various agents before the demo? Over to you.
Yes, Smitha, maybe just while we giving commands, maybe we can just explain.
Okay, nice. Okay. I'll
Yeah.
move on to, so do you want to talk through these and then I'll stop sharing and then you can
Yeah, okay.
show that. Yeah,
Could go to the before slide once.
yeah.
Thank you. So yeah, I think Smitha has given a very good base and very knowledge, and she has explained me also in the same way while I was introduced to the tool. So yeah, here in this slide, we can see this is the welcome page when we get into the CAI. So here we can see the 26 agents. Most probably this AI is also worked on agent based, as Smita told. So here we have 26 specialized security agents and patterns. So which is like a 26 security professionals are working together, right? In a different fields. So these are all the agents and patterns that were available. And in the patterns also, we can do the one more impressive thing here is like we can work together with couple of agents, two or more agents. We can add and do a parallel reckoning, and we can do that also. And when we log into the CI, it itself shows whatever we can do, like what we can do with the CI. So that's the pretty much. And also for we can try all of these 20, 30, like 26 agents. We have tried all of these, but for the demo purpose, we have selected some of them which are very interesting to share. So for that, the first one we chose was web application pen testing. Yeah, here you can see web application pen testing is the one, and then we have uh, in the web application pen testing, as you see, maybe while getting into the live also, we can observe that first, when we get into the agent itself, it shows what is the that agent is going to perform. So how it is going to test. So it will do straight from the start to the planning, executing, and documenting. All the things it will do by itself. And a manual pen tester would take almost 10 to 15 minutes to do that, but this will take only less than 1 minute. Most in seconds it will complete almost all the steps that we will give as a prompt. So that's web app pen tester. And we have the second one is prompt injection detector. So as nowadays we are seeing, right, where people are trying to trick chat gpt to get the prompts or to get to hack the systems also. So to hack the AI itself, we have this agent. So this is the detector, a prompt injection detector. So where it will detect the prompt if there is any injection or any like keywords are there or not. So we will also try this one in the demo. And then we have, yeah, parallel pattern. This is like the marker one. So we can have two things while a blue team is doing like while one is attacking, the other one will defend itself. So both of them will happen at the same time. So this will be very interesting. So let us start with the demo.
Okay, let me stop sharing so
Yeah.
you can share your screen.
Is my screen visible?
We are seeing something off screen. It's not quite visible.
Off.
Meaning
My terminal.
terminal only, like half of the terminal. We can see only the
It's like chopped off.
chopped.
Let me stop and reshare.
Okay.
Yeah, even in the preview, I can see it is chopped. Maybe I'll just share the entire screen.
Okay.
Yeah, now we can.
Okay.
Okay. So now let me launch the CAI first. So while it is launching, now we have seen some screenshots of what CAI can do in the slides, which is automated pen testing and vulnerability discovery, security analysis. See, here is the thing. It came. So we can see what model it is also being used. And also here we can see that this is the Elias one, which it is suggesting that the best model for the cybersecurity, but that is the best, but we can try with the basics also. So we have tried with very free tier and very basic models, but it is beautifully performing. And as I already mentioned, it is all agent based. So we can see we have multiple agents like CTF, bug bounty, and there are some parallel agents also that we can simultaneously work with multiple agents. So this is the thing. And let me show you the all the agents. Yeah, as in the screenshot provided here, we have all the 26 super powerful agents. So here, maybe we can cover the blue team agent, and some of this we can cover within the time permitted. Here we can see like uh, 26 specialized security agents, and also the patterns. Here comes the maybe high level. On a high level, with the blue team agent, it is a defensive security, which is also the system hardening. And the bug bounter we have here, bug bounter is the bug bounty hunting. This is what security researchers use to find vulnerabilities for all the reward programs also. And we have the red team, and we have also one more thing this also covers is the documentation. So there are many agents that covers like use case agent, thought agent. So most probably in cybersecurity, we all know that documentation is also a crucial part. So this tool will cover everything, including the document. And also we have these two parallel patterns where I have already mentioned, like just imagine a red team agent attacking while a blue team agent defends. So that is a very beautiful pattern, right? So here, which is both AI driven and also working in the real time. Now let's start with, as we have selected the first one as web app pen tester. It is in the agent number 20. If time permits, Smitha will walk through all of the agents on a high level. So first, let us start with the first one. It is in agent number 20, web app pen tester. Now we get into the agent number 20. Here we can see like the prompt that it is using. So it is telling that you are a highly experienced web app pen tester, ethical web application and API penetration testing. Written authorization already exists. This is very crucial. Why I'm reading this is like CI is built with ethical guardrails also, as Smitha mentioned in a couple of slides. So it is built with ethical guardrails. It assumes that authorization already exists, which is both offensive and red team focused. But again, it is very responsible also. And also we can see all the tools that here mentioned. The generic Linux command, it can execute security tools, and it can write and run scripts, and also it will do all the testing. Maybe it is HTTP or HTTPS testing. It will perform all this with the help of these tools also. So let me give a prompt, or give here all it is there. So I'll just use this. As you all know, this is an intentional vulnerability test site created specifically for security testing practice, which is completely ethical and legal. Here we can see it started doing the pen test. The main part is like here it has been started from the initial assessment, not just directly going. It is planning. First it is planning and it is deciding what it needs to do. If one is not working, it will go to the other one. If curl is not working, it will go to the derb, like that. So here it started like it is saying that it will be analyzing the given URL for the potential vulnerabilities. And as I mentioned, it is telling that it will use web request framework to analyze all the headers and also the main page. So this is how it itself, I just gave the prompt, I just gave the target itself, but it is doing all the reasoning, planning and executing itself. And we can see we got 200 here, and we got all the details that what it was trying to fetch, all the security headers that were there. It is still going on. As we can see, it is still going on. So it also write its own Python code also to test for any SQL injection, and it will identify with that code if there are any SQL injection or any other vulnerabilities that were there in the given target also. So yeah, it's pretty much going on, and we can see like it has, yeah, here you can see it is searching for the SQL injection vulnerabilities by it found that artist PHP and search.php has some user input driven functions. So that is why it is trying to go into them and see what's there inside of that also. Yeah, and then it is trying to do the curl using the payload. It is giving the payload by itself and testing the target. It's going on, and we can just, while it is going on also, we can just modify the prompt and we can check more also. Maybe as somebody asked the question also, we can ask for to check for the OWASP top 10 also. Check for common OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities. It will give the clear report of the OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities. As I have asked it to check for top 10. Yeah, it is still going on. It is still checking for the SQL injection vulnerabilities that were there in the artist.php page. So like this, and once it completes, then we will get is test. Yeah. Yeah, here we got the result like SQL injection test was failed due to a syntax error. So there was some error with the syntax, so that is why it got failed. But we can just modify the commands. As Smitha told, this is a human interrupted. Like we can give all the commands that however the output we want to get. So we can ask it likewise. And maybe now it will. I guess there is an issue with the.
You can say stop testing, it should abort.
Yeah. Yeah. When I asked for it, it said that it will stop testing. So
Yeah.
testing has stopped. Yeah, the
Maybe
thing
you can
is,
give example.com as an example. It'll list one or two vulnerabilities and stop. It will be quick. So, any questions so far? So you can see it's very interactive and very easy to use framework. Any questions so far? Anyone?
So Smita, as Grace was talking about, it has we can also do parallel instructions, is it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, now this example.com was easy because the limitations that we are facing is because of the free tier that we are using. So,
Yes.
and we can see that for the example.com, it has given all the missing security headers and what are all the basic steps that it required for the reconnaissance. So it does that. So coming to your question, Nanda, we can try the parallel things.
Mhm.
So let me add. First, I'll add parallel. See here it is asking for add one more agent to enable parallel execution. So we have given the parallel keyword, right? So we need to give at least two agents it is required to do the parallel recon. So I'll give one more. Now the parallel mode got enabled with the two agents that we have given. One is network security analyzer agent and the other one is bug bounter agent. So here two AI agents running simultaneously. This is like having two security experts working together.
Okay.
One analyzing network traffic, the other hunting for bugs. So let me give maybe the same again. Now you will see output from both the agents, not just single agent. You will see output from both the agents. Here you can see this is the agent number one. It is doing from the agent number one side. And here you can see the agent number two. So simultaneously on a parallel, it is doing both the things. As I mentioned, one is defending, one is attacking.
Attacking.
So both of the things are happening at once. It will take all the outputs by itself and will proceed for the next step by itself. So when we want to interrupt or when we want any other output to get, then we can just ask it to give it in our way. Yeah, here it started with the reconnaissance and it is asking us to check for the SQL injection also. Yeah, we got a 200 response here. And one more thing is like it will cover all the vulnerabilities that we have given. Like I think we have missed one, but it will show the vulnerable versions, whether whatever the versions, vulnerable versions, or that is this PHP or whatever the vulnerable versions it is using, or the vulnerabilities come under the version that the URL is using, it will also give that information. So here we got the output for both of the agents, both from the bug bounty and also the network analyzer agent. Here, see, first the bug bounter has started it. For the potential vulnerabilities, it started doing the SQL injection vulnerabilities, and then using the network security analyzer, it has started scanning. So it has started scanning using the simple curl. So, and curl got executed. And then here we can see, yeah, as I mentioned, the server is running Nginx and PHP versions. So it is saying that it may have potential vulnerabilities. Means we already got two medium bugs here that the vulnerable versions it is using. And to further analyze, it has started checking with the SQL injection vulnerabilities also. So for the SQL injection vulnerabilities, it again using the curl command, and then it got again 200 output. Yeah, and it has started with the first initial steps, and it is again asking us to go with do we want to go with digital forensics or any other further steps. It is asking our own consent. So likewise, we can do it. Smitha, do you want me cover another one?
Yeah, so maybe you can ask, like, type a prompt to summarize the current findings or something like that, whether, just to give a snapshot of what this found and then move on. I think that will be good.
On. I
Yeah,
came
it's
out
already
of it.
given the report, I think.
Yes.
See the report. So,
Yeah, this is the report it has given. So vulnerable SQL injection, I think I have pressed the enter after it has asked for the whether to continue or not. So when I pressed enter, it continued to check for the SQL injection, and it has given the output like the payload resulted is for the, it has the syntax error, meaning that the artist parameter is mostly vulnerable to the SQL injection. So it has given the summary what Smitha has asked. It has given the summary of whatever it has checked until now. So the vulnerability report includes like the SQL injection, what it has tested is passed. So as we already know that a specific URL has that vulnerability and it has passed now. So it also points out the location where the vulnerability is there, and the complete description why it has been like recognized as a vulnerability also. And as I already mentioned, it also like even in the bug bounty also, whatever we need to submit, we need to submit in a very documented way, right? So it will also give all the recommendation steps, so to avoid or to mitigate this. So it will also give that steps also. So whatever we want to do, it's in our hands that we need to prompt it in that way. So for the this presentation purposes, we have selected a couple of these, but we tried all of those, and it we can't stop trying this if it is if once we logged into it. So we can try a lot of things in here. Yeah. Any questions?
So Grace, after completion, will it give the report as like Word document, PDF? How do we export this reports?
It has that functionality. We need to install that dependencies.
Okay.
So for
So
now, nowhere it is mentioned that it is supported directly to import it as or to export it as PDF or such, but we can do it from our own terminal.
okay. So can you instruct to save the report as text file or .md file?
Yeah, but it will get, I think it will get saved in, let me try here.
So locally, it is going to save all the logs
Okay.
and the
Hmm.
reports in the installed. I can tell you the folder where it usually, wherever we install this application in that, and it'll print usually in the beginning itself. So you will, wherever you find the logs, you will find
Find the
the
reports as well. Okay.
reports
This
as
is
well.
what Smith is mentioning, the log file.
Yeah, so per execution, it'll timestamp it, it'll encode it, and then it will add all the information. So everything is traceable and it is trackable. So okay, Grace, can you try a command for me, like a prompt for me? And we haven't tried it, but we are experimenting.
Mm.
So can you ask for, is it like a new session or?
Yes, it is a new session. It got
Oh,
logged out.
okay, okay. So maybe just do a web app pen tester for something simple like example.com.
Okay.
Yeah, this should finish like in quickly.
Yes.
So once
Yes.
it finishes, we can yeah. Kuldeep has a question about false positives. So okay, before we take that question, Grace, can you give a command, like a prompt saying, provide me a detailed vulnerability report in whichever PDF format? Let's try this. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it is still running some commands.
Yeah,
Okay,
here it
so
is
it
telling
has
that.
that reporting tool integrated, Ananda.
Okay.
So
Can you try .md file? Because like .md file and all, it's agnostic of any tools that it required. Most of the LLMs can generate it.
yes.
Shall I ask it to generate MD file?
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
No.
MD5.
Sorry.
M.md.
Yeah.
No, not file. MD. That's all. MD file.
Oh, okay. Now I
Okay.
got it.
Yeah. Generate an MD file with the report or something like that in it. Yeah. See, I think it is giving the output here itself in the terminal. We can copy paste. So you need to instruct it to write to a file named so and so, and it should write. Can you try that? Up arrow and then write it to a file named demo dot something. Yeah.
Yeah, here itself it created demo.txt file
Okay. So it
and
will be
saved
in
the.
that root folder,
Sure.
Ananda. So looks like it is giving the output in the interface as well as it would have created it.
Yeah, we need to go into that location where the logs have been saved.
Yeah, Praveen, there
Yeah,
was.
this is the full report that. Okay. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I think Praveen, there was I don't know, it's a question or what he says. Exporting to .pdf file or something, it needs additional library or integration with other tools to make that specific document.
I guess we need to install some dependencies. That's it.
Correct.
I think once probably if you store it as a text file or .md file, we can use other AI tools to easily convert that into any ChatGPT or Perplexity can help us convert that into PPT.
Correct.
Yes.
Any questions from the audience?
Okay, so Kuldeep had a question on the false positives. So currently, false positives, we need to have human in the loop to confirm. So we can tune the agent to become more smarter and reduce the number of false positives, but initially, like human intervention is needed. What I have heard is the paid version of it, which is like 350 USD per month per account. Like that is the cost of the alias one, which is more advanced. That has more capabilities, but the free version, it does not have uh, a way to detect the false positives. That's been my experience so far. Does
I
that
think
answer your question, Kuldeep?
I think with any tool that comes in, false positive is kind of a ingrained. Everything comes. I mean, not all the vulnerabilities identified will be a true positive. There'll be definitely false positive will be there. I mean, the human intervention is required to identify those false positive.
Yes.
So I think Kuldeep, the answer would be no tool is 100% perfect. So there is always an human intervention required. That's when the human skills like L2, L3 engineers would come in, review, share it with the development, and then they confirm whether it is a true positive or false positive. anyone else has any questions? I think the session was really good in terms of starting with talking about the high level architecture and then talking about the overview of how the red team, blue team function, what are the coverages, and then taking us to the demo. Really good one.
Thank you, Nanda.
Thank you.
Okay, how active is the community? Probably is asking
Yeah,
about the
so
open support.
sure, I can take that. So the community is in Discord, and I'm not very active on Discord, so I don't really have the latest info, but please join the community in Discord if you want to monitor and understand and contribute. I think I invite you all to join the community and interact with the existing people and make the best use of it, and also to contribute back to the community and share your white papers or any other explorations. So it's really evolving at this point.
Okay. So, Smitha, there is on the way, there was one question. I'll probably rephrase that. Uh, how easy or difficult is to install this CAI on the laptop? Like, is it properly documented one, or is it like just click and install?
Yes. So it is probably going to take 15 minutes or less to install, depending on the configuration of the laptop and how many Windows users here? Can you please raise your hand or type W if you are on Windows, M if you are on Mac?
I think
Based on that, we can show you.
majority of them would be on Windows, and you can also share for between Linux and Mac would be same. You can.
Yeah, so Mac will not even take like less than 5 minutes, it will get installed. Windows has a dependency. Linux is also easy. If you are using Ubuntu, it is if you're on a Ubuntu Linux, it will not even take 5, 6 minutes, including installation of all the dependencies. Do you need GPUs? Currently, I'm using the Open Router one, so I'm not really exploding my requests and tokens at this point because we are doing very minimal testing. So we are not rolled it out to prod yet. Me and Grace, it's been just 1 month or more than that, couple of weeks more than that. We are still exploring. So it's really like not asking, like it is running perfectly fine on my laptop and her laptop. So currently it is not cribbing for GPU because our operations are very basic. Like, we haven't really unleashed the power of this framework yet. So really, I can't speak for the GPU at this point because what we're doing is very minimal testing that is needed. So Windows, you need to install. So I am on Windows 11, and you need WSL installation, which is going to give you a Linux-like experience. And the WSL comes with the compat of the one which is on my laptop is Ubuntu 2404 LTS. So that's what it comes with. So it runs beautifully. Takes about 15 minutes because it took like some time for me to get all the dependencies and everything set up. So if you need anything, ping me or Grace. If you need Windows installation support, you can ping me on LinkedIn. I'll probably share and help out.
Smita, I have one more questions.
Yes.
Regarding the Pro license, and you
Yes.
talked about $350, right? In case if we use that Pro license, do we need to
Yes.
still use our API keys to run the program,
No.
or they will provide on?
No. So let me share my screen and explain the Pro as well, because if there is interest and if they like any of you are enterprise users and you want to use it for your company needs, I highly recommend using Pro because you will get unlimited tokens. You don't have to worry about, existing tokens and stuff like that. So it has beaten all the benchmarks of GPT-5. So it's pretty good, and you can keeping on improving your user prompts and make this system more powerful. And then it has the EU certification for the data sovereignty, which is very ethical. And, that's why I'm openly, sharing and supporting this. It's very ethically built from the given information we have. And then, so another thing is unrestricted AI. What it means is you don't, like when we were showing you demo, there were limits. Like, after a point, the things stop, like, the tool will not move forward. With unrestricted AI, you get the complete hacking you can do without limits. So that way you will have the paisa vasool for the money you pay for this. So, but it costs like, I think 380 pounds or something is the cost of this. I have forgotten. But go to Alias one and you can explore the cost. And it's a very trending repo in GitHub. So it's got a lot of awards from the community and stuff like that. So you can join the Discord community. And if any of you are interested in mobile application testing, it has those agents as well. So you can explore those if that is your interest. So this is the Pro edition. You can.
So someone was asking if this is EU AI support. I think that kind of covers, as you said, I mean, as it marks the last point, right? EU open day sovereignty.
Yeah. So this is an open source framework, and the open source a community edition is not claiming any compliance for any regulatory things. So this is what we gave you demo about community edition. But the Pro edition is having advanced features and also unlimited tokens and EU data sovereignty certified.
Meaning that no PI data will be stored.
Yes.
It's all
Yes.
those
Yes.
basic.
And another important thing, what I do is turn off the telemetry on this so it won't phone home the information back to the cloud. So that configuration is by default, they turn it off. So
Anyone has any questions? I think we have almost top of the hour. Cool.
So this stream is set to false. That means it is not sending home any information back to the CAI cloud. So if it is set to true, you can share the telemetry data, but by default they turn it off. So which
Okay.
is what I appreciate about this tool. It's built with utmost
Ethics.
privacy and security.
Cool. Thanks, Smitha. Thanks, Grace, for the deep dive session on CAI. And fortunate that it is open source, and then we can take it and modify, customize to our needs. I think it can also integrate with any LLM. There's no restriction to specific needs. And then for enterprise, they have an enterprise edition as well. I think this is wonderful. Thanks for a wonderful session, and thank you all for staying on the call for almost 1.5 hours and encouraging. Thanks, everyone. And this recording will be available, and then we'll post it on the YouTube under SaaviGenAI.
Thanks, Nanda.
Thank you, Nanda.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye. Okay, Praveen, you need to connect with me on LinkedIn, and you deserve the shout out for Jarvis.
Yes.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Smitha. Thanks, Grace.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.